Alright, what is going on, everybody? I am actually filming this part after this original video had been filmed. It's almost dark now, but I got back to editing and realized my mic just completely went out for the first 30 seconds of my intro. But anyways, today we are going to be taking the KLX300 on the highway and talking about kind of whether it can handle the highway or not, and how well it does it. So personally, I've only been on the highway on this thing like 65, 70 mile an hour highways, maybe once or twice, and not for long. It's not really what I got this bike for. I don't really enjoy riding on the highways anyways. I'd rather take back roads if I can. But I get it, people want to know if it can handle the highway and if it's comfortable or not on the highway, because it is a smaller bike. It's a little bit lighter than the KLX300. And it still falls into that dual sport dirt bike range of dirt bike. So it's not adventure, it's definitely not really an adventure bike or like touring style bike. So in terms of speed, I think it's got plenty of speed, and that's not an issue for going on the highway. I did an updated top speed video just a week or two ago, and some of you guys may have seen it, and we got it back up to 90 miles an hour. So I mean, speed is not the issue. You'll be able to make passes on the highway and keep up right along on the highway. I think the bigger question is definitely the comfort of the bike and how you'll feel on the highway. I think the answer to the question whether it can handle the highway is yes, but whether or not you're going to be enjoying that time on the highway, I don't know. Being that this is a dual sport dirt bike, it's definitely not built for or marketed towards highway riding. It's a lighter bike, as I was saying. I think the KLX300 comes in at about 320, 330 pounds. And this is right at 300 pounds, so it's definitely a lighter bike. And the simple fact that you don't have a windscreen on the front is definitely going to take away from some of that comfort that you might have with an adventure bike or touring bike. Not saying I want a windscreen on this thing or anything, but just when we're talking about highway cruising, that's definitely something that after a few miles you're probably going to feel it. The seat is great. It's a slimmer, you know, like I said, dirt bike dual sport style seat. It's not a super plush, thick seat, so that'll probably get on your nerves as well too after a while, I'd assume. But it's a very comfortable riding bike nonetheless. Like, it's very smooth, it takes bumps in the road well, and it handles really, really good, so that is a plus. But yeah, man, on my top speed video, it seemed like people are just like obsessed with top speed for whatever reason, which I really do not get on this type of bike. Why you would be so hung up on the top speed. Like, the amount of times that I've actually got this up to its top speed and just held it there, it's really only for the videos. Like, I've never ever really got it up to 90 or really barely ever over 80 just riding on my own time. So it doesn't really make sense to me people get hung up on that, but I know people buy them for different reasons, and maybe that matters for their purpose. But we're gonna go ahead and hop on the highway here for a few miles and see how she does. Alright, getting on the on-ramp. I don't know how my audio will be, but we shall see. Cruising along at 70 right now, just fine, and it is comfortable. And yeah, we're keeping our speed just fine and holding our own, so. And well, there you have it, guys. I got up to about 78, not even pushing it too hard. I got a little bit higher in the RPMs once I got to 78. But I was chilling at 70, and it wasn't even high in the RPMs. It was cruising along just fine, and I wasn't really getting pushed too much with having no windscreen like I was thinking I might before I got on the highway. It honestly wasn't that bad at all. The KLX300 has 6 gears, so you can throw it in that 6th gear and just chug along just fine and keep up with traffic, and even past traffic if you need to, honestly. So to be honest with y'all, it honestly did do better than I thought. Now, of course, I was only on the highway there for about 4 miles, but doing 50 or 100 miles, I'm sure I would get a little worn out and tired of it, but it did better than I thought. So to answer the question for the topic of the video, I really think it handles the highway quite well for the bike that it is. But yeah, my 5 things I hate video, I was complaining, I would go on like a 55-mile-an-hour road to work. That was a highway that was a lot more open, like not a lot of trees around. It was more out in the country fields, so you'd get a ton of wind gusts, and it seemed like there was a lot more wind. And I will say this bike, if you're in an area where there's a lot of wind and stuff like that, that wind, being a lighter bike, it can push you from side to side. Now, I'm not saying you can't counter that and it's not doable, but that is something to think about. But yeah, for me, in my opinion, it passed the test for going on the highway. It really did better than I thought, exceeded my expectations. If you think highway riding and touring is something you're gonna be doing a lot more, I mean, I would think this is probably obvious, but something like the KLR650 or maybe an adventure or touring bike might be more suited for you, for sure. A little bit heavier, a little more comfortable for those long rides. But heck, after those tests, I could see myself taking this out on a little weekend camping trip or something, you know, pack up and take the KLX out on a little adventure motorcycle camping trip. But if you're interested on the top speed, I'll link that video in the description, but I got it up to about 90, but that was definitely winding it out to its full potential on my bike, and definitely higher in the RPM. Not something I would normally do or cruise at. I'm not just gonna cruise at 90 on this thing for sure. And as always, if you're interested in the levers I got on my KLX or the gloves I'm wearing, I try to link a lot of my gear below, so check that out. But I think that's about gonna do it for this video, guys. To sum it up, yes, it can do the highway, and it actually, as I said, exceeded my expectations a little bit with the comfort and its ability to cruise at highway speeds with low RPM, so keeping the effort of the engine down, and it did it pretty well. Now, if you're going to be doing like long road trips and highway miles at extended periods at a time, I don't know about that. You know, there's probably a better bike out there for you. There's probably a better option out there for you. But yeah, at the end of the day, this bike can absolutely do it. And one last thing, another thing that I see like more of these touring adventure bike guys complaining about with these bikes, which isn't really a complaint with me because I don't do super long miles at a time like that. Whoa, little robot lawnmower back there. But yeah, another thing that I see is people complaining about the 2-gallon gas tank. So that's another thing to also keep in mind if you're going to be doing like long miles out in remote areas or whatever. It doesn't really bother me. I actually wouldn't even want a bigger gas tank. I like how it's slim. I wouldn't want to add weight or bulk to it personally. But I see a lot of people complaining about that. So that's it, guys. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more KLX300 things. I have a lot of exciting things coming for this. A lot more trail videos and things of that nature. We actually have a West Virginia ride planned at the end of the month. So gonna bring this guy along and see how she does in West Virginia. But thank you for watching, everybody, and if you have a KLX300, let me know your thoughts about it on the highway, and let's discuss it in the comments. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one.